Hi guys, so in this week's video I'm going to be showing you my Inktober sketchbook. I was originally going to show you my Inktober supplies, but that would make the video like twice as long. So if you want to know my Inktober supplies, feel free to ask me during live streams, or feel free to ask me down in the comments section down below, or I might even put it in the description. So yes, I'm going to be doing that. So I will get on with my Inktober sketchbook. So day one, before I start explaining anything about my Inktober pictures, I will say that I followed the themes. I used my OCs throughout all of them. I wanted to incorporate the word of the theme, and also I wanted to include the number, the day as well, because I thought it'd be really interesting to do that. So first things first, let's get on with day one. Day one, it's Rocco and Reese. Reese is the one scared out of his wits by his brother driving. I thought, because they have very different personalities, and a comical side to this piece would obviously be Reese. I used my Sakura Koi watercolors with this one. Day two, I did Melissa, and the theme was noisy. Now, in some of the pieces, I did do hidden numbers. I know that some artists did actually try let's do hidden numbers inside my pieces, but me, I kind of did it as a secretive kind of thing. I kept the secret numbers to myself. People could see the numbers or they didn't see the numbers. It was really up to them. I didn't really want to force people with the hidden numbers, like where to find them and stuff. So I just did it of my own accord. So you can kind of see the two peeking out. So this is Melissa, my OC, and this is her boyfriend, Matthew. Oh, poor boy, he has to put up with Melissa's noisiness. She's very fun-loving, so of course she's going to be noisy. So day three, I actually messed up on day three, and you can tell by this underneath. What I do on days that I mess up, I actually flip around the page and I reuse the page. So I just take out the page, flip it over, and then redraw what I want to do that day. And sometimes this works out, sometimes this doesn't. This is my OC Mira, and she really likes to collect roses. The theme is collect, and you can obviously see the three. It's very blatant. This is also another one I messed up on. You can kind of tell on this page. It's very much rubbed out, but you can sort of tell that I messed up on it. But yeah, this one is of the twins again, both Rocco and Reese, and Rocco is stealing a cake while on his brother's shoulders, and I really wanted to make it really cute, and the theme is hungry, so he's stealing cake. It's amazing. This camera does not do these colours justice. They are incredible. So the next theme was sad. I did a picture of my OC Jalal. And here is where I started going in with the black background. Oh, it's so cool. And I really like the contrast of the red and the yellow and the orange together. It's so good. Now, some of the characters are more made for Inktober than others. So characters with a lot more tragic, dark backstories are a lot more suited to Inktober. I did do several pieces of Ruby. I think I did 3 in total of Ruby throughout the month. So this is the first one. It's hidden. Now, hidden, I just want to explain a little bit with Ruby here. Ruby would be like a pop star. She would be pretty popular. So to hide and actually have a normal kind of existence from time to time, she would actually put on a wig and some contact lenses, and her alias would be Sapphire Eternal, which is the most obvious alias whatsoever, but people wouldn't know. So that's kind of what I was going for. The original hidden drawing that I actually did for this was a gender bend version. I actually got to the inking stage of this one where I completely decided, you know what, I don't like this. I didn't like the way it came out. I didn't like the way the faces looked in it, and it just didn't look right to me. It just didn't feel good, and so that's why I didn't go ahead with that one. So day 7. Day 7's theme was lost. It says, if you can't see it, what was lost can never return. Loki is one of those characters who is lost to her parents. She's lost a lot of things. So the word lost could mean quite a lot of things to her. It's not just one specific thing, which that's kind of what I was going for. And I really wanted to blend the silhouettes of the parents into the background, and I think that worked very well. I like how the shadow kind of blends in with the number. I think it works very well as a composition, personally, to me. Other people can think otherwise. I'm perfectly okay with that. Yeah, I still think the ones with Ruby just didn't really work out as well as they did in my head, and I think Ruby definitely doesn't suit Inktober altogether, but I enjoyed doing this one. This one was another one that I filmed. I also filmed day 1, and this theme was rock. Now, I added rock and roll because that's kind of a general phrase, and so I actually did number 8 like this. I don't know whether highlighting Ruby's hair was actually a good thing or not, and I don't know if I like it or if I hate it. I'm very self-critical about myself, and here is where most people kind of go off at me of being a bit too self-critical, because I've improved over time and I know this, and people say to me when I look back through my old artwork, oh, don't criticize yourself, don't do that. Well, I do that because I've actually know I improved. I'm saying stuff about previous me, and I'm not trying to make anybody else feel bad. I'm just saying it to myself. I'm not trying to be mean to other people. So please understand when I actually say that I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just trying to boost my own confidence in a way, and also just say to other people that you can improve over time. It's all about patience, and it's all about doing things and improvement every single day. The one thing I did notice with Inktober is that Inktober, you can improve every day. You can actually make each composition better than the next, and I think this is a very, very good example of improvement. Now, the reason why some people might not think this is improvement is because some people might look at this and think, oh my god, it's a complete mess. Look at all the squiggles, look at all the different lines, oh, it's crazy. So the theme of this one, day 9, was broken, and this is my OC Skylar. With her backstory, she is inside this plane and it crashes, and she is the sole survivor. So I thought it'd be a really, really cool thing to do with broken, and it kind of goes in a way, because with the theme being broken, you really want it to be a mess of broken things, and you can see all of the different broken parts of the plane with the broken seats, and it's one of those pieces that you look at and you see different things each time you look at it, and I can actually see more things every time I look at it. I filmed this video several times because of my mess ups that I always do. I'm terrible with all the mess ups, but I've been seeing different things each time, and you don't actually necessarily spot Skylar the first time. It's one of those drawings that you can see different things each time, which is really interesting. Day 10 is Loki, and she doesn't have her curly hair. This is something for Loki in her backstory, so that is why she does not have her lovely curly hair. The theme of this one is jump, and it's day 10. Can you spot the 10? Actually, there is 2 10s. Day 11 is Bethany. Now, I said in my Saturdays of Inktober, if you already watched this, that people complain I don't draw Bethany enough. So, I actually did draw quite a few drawings of Bethany this month. I've pretty much drawn the characters pretty much equally. I think the only character that I drew a little bit more was Loki, but that's only because she appears in another piece with other characters. So, yes, this one is the center focus with Bethany, and the theme is transport. Now the 11 is very cleverly put, I think, in this picture. Can you see where it is? Obviously you might not be able to see because it's a little bit too far away from the camera, but yes, I really like the way this one came out. I like the contrast between the colour coming from the window and then the inside of the train. Bethany, the character, travels quite a lot, so I thought it would be really, really interesting. And this is from observation as well. This is kind of observational because I pretty much live my life on trains going to university and back, so it's kind of observational at the same time as being like this, because I did many observational pieces of people on trains last year and even this year as well. So Mira and Alexei. Now these two are shipped together. They are mine and Tati's characters. Mira you've seen before, but Alexei is Tati's character. I wanted to give that effect that they're trapped in 2 different worlds. You can see the masking tape, and I really wanted that contrast of the colour and the darkness again, so that's why. Day 13. Day 13's theme was scared. The whole point of this drawing was the fact that Elijah, Loki's boyfriend, is scared of the time machine. He doesn't like lying. Day 14 was tree. Jalal would be a very thoughtful character. He would actually try and process his thoughts by actually sitting around and thinking about it with a very nice setting. So I thought a night sky setting would be really nice. And the contrast between black and white, I really like the black and white pieces, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, the colourful ones are really, really nice, but then there's black and white, which actually go really nicely. Day 15 is Bethany. This is also another one I filmed. We are about halfway through the month. I thought the sepia ink would actually go really, really nice with the theme of relax, so that's kind of why I did that. It kind of reminds me of tea, and when I actually mixed this ink with water, it reminded me of tea. It really did. It was fun to look at, and it was just, oh, it was great. I loved playing around with sepia ink. This was my first ever attempt at playing with my sepia ink, so I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. So day 16 is wet, and I actually went with my OC Melissa. Now Melissa actually can control the weather, so that's kind of why I went with her, with a umbrella, and she's in her Wellington boots. It's all so cute. So day 17 was a little bit special because it was actually the 1000th post on my Instagram. So I actually got inspired by my friends Tati and Candy, Tati1907 and Kawaii Candy. I will link them down in the description. They were doing a whole manga between them throughout the whole month of October, and it was called Lovebirds, and it's amazing. So I was inspired by them to actually do this kind of manga-ish kind of comic. because you can actually read it both ways. You don't have to read it one way or the other, because it's one of those pages that can be read either one way or the other and you'll still get what's going on. This page is of Nicholas and Loki, my two OCs, and they obviously really don't like each other. The theme for this one, by the way, is called Battle, and that's what I really wanted to do. So day 18, I really liked day 18 because I think that for this picture of Mira, this is probably the best character picture that I've done of this OC. She wants to break through the mirror, so I actually did this one, and the theme was actually escape, so I thought she would be a very, very good candidate for this whole day. It's day 18. It's very, very pretty. I really like how all the blues turned out. So day 19 was actually called Flight. Now, for those of you who know that my character has this kind of concept art relating to like angel wings and like a broken wing, then this should be really feely for you, because this is actually just before her wing gets broken and her last flight was cut short. So a flight was cut short. That's the whole thing. And I kind of like the whole black and white and yellow and purple kind of contrasting colours there, and it's really pretty. I like the way the wings turned out as well. I think they turned out pretty good. So day 20 was my OC Jalul with his sister Daphne. Now I really wanted the sepia ink and the black ink with this one because Daphne doesn't really exist. She is a concept basically where Jalul's family actually died, so that's why I kind of wanted to do this concept of maybe they're ghosts, or maybe in some alternate reality they survive, or something happens. It'd be really interesting concept to actually see what happens with this family if they didn't die, that is. So I thought it'd be really, really cool to have Daphne in this one, and the theme of this was squeeze, and it's pretty feely. Feely as in sad, because it says I was never there to give you a squeeze. So she adores her big brother. She is an adoring sibling. She's much younger than Jalul, but she adores him. So that's why. It's just so feely. It's so cute. So in this one, it's very bright for a start. Wow. It's not that bright in real life. Well, the colour is really, really bright, but like for some reason the offset white is just really, really weird with the camera and stuff like that. It's just making the colours just look whiter than they actually are. But in this one, we have Elijah, Loki's boyfriend, and Rocket, Loki's puppy. And the theme of this one was big. Now, Elijah, if you don't already know, can actually turn into a werewolf, and that's the whole idea behind it, because after Loki accepts Elijah and they both start going out, obviously Rocket has to get used to the fact he is not the only dog with Loki's affections in mind, obviously, and they get really jealous of each other. It's more of a friendship thing, it's less of a romantic kind of thing. It's more supposed to be a comedic effect with these two characters, and that's why. So day 22, with this one, I also filmed this one. This one is Melissa again with cats, with little cats. Oh, it's adorable. It's really, really cute with the kittens. So day 23 is actually Slow. Now this one is a bit of a sequel to day 1. Day 1 was fast and this one is slow. And this time, Reese is in the driving seat. So you can see Rocco is really, really bored with his brother's driving skill. So day 24 was 1 dozen. This theme was pretty hard to decide on who to go for, so I decided to go with the scars idea with Skylar, and that's why I really kind of like the way it looks. It has this real dramatic effect, and I think Skylar is definitely one of those characters who is definitely more suited to Inktober. Sometimes characters are more suited to Inktober than others. So Ruby is not really suited, but Skylar is probably one of the best characters to go with for Inktober. I actually burnt this page. I actually burnt it. It was not an accident that I burned this page. It was the whole point. Now this is Daphne. There is actually a silhouette of Jalal in the background, but it's mainly a focus on Daphne. So the theme of this one is tired, and I had this idea that Daphne would get really tired, not tired of writing things, but like she would get really sleepy of constantly writing letters to her big brother. She really wants to send them, but they'll never be sent to her big brother. I'm sorry to give you feels, people. The only real colour in this is the red of the fire, and that's the whole effect I was going for. So day 26 is where I test out all the green, and the theme was box. So I thought it'd be cool to do Bethany, since she moves around a lot and she's been to university and she does teaching and stuff like that. She would have a lot of boxes. I haven't really used the green very much in this palette, which is very, very much loved, by the way. So yes, Bethany. Day 27 is creepy. I decided to do Nicholas for this one. Now if I can tilt it in a way that would look darker, it would look better, because the lights kind of like glare off the black, which does not work for the whole darkness thing that I had going on, but okay. I will say that I did make a mistake with this picture. I actually spelt this word wrong, and the word I spelt wrong was presents. I accidentally put an S on the end instead of a C. It says, his presence made my skin crawl, and his creepy smile made my blood curdle. And there's Loki's real name. So it's actually Loki saying that, but Loki's not actually in the picture. So it's kind of a quote that Loki would say about Nicholas, which I find really interesting. I had a real trouble trying to get like the deep blacks to actually dry in the Nicholas picture, but yeah, let's do this again, because I burnt this one. This one is kind of like a sequel to the picture of Daphne that I did, and the reason why is because of the whole burning of the edge. So the theme of this one was burn. It's day 28. I thought it would be really cool to actually make this one match the whole tired theme with Daphne. Even though the two words don't go together very well, I just thought that the two words matching the characters and then the characters going together, it worked out pretty well for that. This is Surprise. This is the last Inktober that I filmed. Surprising Ruby is her love interest, Vadim, also belonging to Tatty 1907. I've been looking at this picture quite a lot, and there's something off about this picture, and the one thing that I would say is really off about it is either the body's a little bit too big or the head's just a little too small. And I just noticed that the other day, and it drives me up the wall that it actually is a little bit too small. It's making me want to scrap it altogether, but obviously I'm going to keep it so I can look back at it for future reference or improvement. So day 30 is very similar to day 9. Day 9's theme was broken. This theme was wreck. Pretty similar, and that's kind of why I went with Skylar again. But this time I kind of wanted it from a different perspective. You saw the outside, sort of like the outside of the plane, and more of like a burning, broken mess of things on day 9, and that was the whole point. Whereas this one, I kind of wanted this one to be like a storytelling image. She is looking out on a fire. She has stumbled all the way through the wreck to this clearing, and you can see the wreck in the background, and the whole colour contrast is definitely something that gives away that effect. The last page is called Friend. It's Kai and Nadia. Now, Kai is Loki's son, or Loki and Elijah's son, and Nadia is an adopted daughter of Tati's characters, so they are both friends in this universe, and it's so cute. They are childhood friends, and later on they become an item, but yeah, I thought they'd be really, really cute together to do for Friend. It's so adorable. I really like the whole contrast of the black and white, and then, oh, it's so cute. So that is the end of my Inktober sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed it. I really, truly enjoy Inktober. It's probably my favourite art challenge of them all, and I'm so sad it's over. I'm so devastated it's over, because I enjoyed every single piece that I did, and I tried my best to do full-fledged illustrations each and every day, because last year when I did Inktober, I found that doing full illustrations actually made it feel a lot nicer to me, made it more enjoyable to look back on. So I really hope this does inspire you to maybe try out Inktober maybe next year, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I've repeated that several times, but I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!